Hello, Captains! It's been a very long time since we've had Star Trek Online news updates, and so that is what I am going to bring you today. We have a ton of Star Trek Online news updates to cover. It's been a very long time since my last one, and so in order to facilitate this in a more organized manner, I'm going to break these videos up into 3 separate news videos. This first one today, right now, is going to be Star Trek Online's 2018/19 roadmap. After that, I'm going to do a separate video just on Q's Winter Wonderland and everything that's new there and all about the ship. Then third to that is going to be any other news updates that are left to cover. And there are quite a bit, so we're going to cover all of them. But I believe that by separating this into 3 separate videos, you can look and see which one you want to watch, and it will just better organize everything. This one today is going to be very short. This first one is going to be extremely short. So this was actually released way back on October 20th. And this is Star Trek Online's 2018/19 roadmap. This is going to detail for us what they have planned for the end of this year that we're in right now, 2018, and then what's coming in 2019. So this is extremely important and very interesting to see what they have planned. I don't think we've seen a roadmap like this in the past, and I wish that they would keep doing things like this so that we can see where they're headed. Now, we know that the biggest update to the game was just launched, and it's called Age of Discovery. But we also know that's only installment 1 of Age of Discovery. There are, in fact, going to be multiple installments of this update. That means we are going to see continuing content of Star Trek Discovery-esque era stuff in Star Trek Online. What exactly? Well, we're going to find out some of that stuff, and there's probably more we don't even know about. But that's the gist of this, is that they are releasing Age of Discovery in a staggered format, meaning in installments. So, let's read this. Now remember, this was back in October, so some of this has already happened. It says, this weekend, which already happened, at Destination Star Trek in Birmingham, we revealed our roadmap for the rest of 2018 and the first half of 2019. Want to know what's coming in the world of Star Trek Online? Here's some things for you to look forward to. This Wednesday, which has already happened, we'll be going through this roadmap on our 10 Forward weekly stream with our new executive producer, Andre Emerson. Tune in on Twitch and Facebook. So those streams have already happened. If anybody has a link to those streams so we can watch them in hindsight, that would be very cool. I do not have a link to them, but I would like to watch that stream and see what they have to talk about. But here is the gist of it. Star Trek Online, Age of Discovery, upcoming content roadmap. November, which was just last month, we got the Battle at the Binary Stars. We all know that. We saw that. That's the new TFO and featured event TFO, which led to an event reward called the Beacon of Kahless. I did videos on the Battle at the Binary Stars playing that TFO, and I also did a review of the Beacon of Kahless, so you can check those videos out. So we know what that was all about. That was the November update. Now that we are in December, we've got Q's Winter Wonderland. And I'm going to make a separate video about that, but that unlocks a Tier 6 Fakiri ship. Engage in winter games on all platforms. So just as they do every winter, we have Q's Winter Wonderland. So that is not really related to the Age of Discovery, but it's part of updates anyway. And the Fakiri ship is actually tied in to the Deep Space Nine Jem'Hadar faction update they did this past summer in 2018. If you play the Gamma Quadrant missions, you will see how the Fakiri factor into all that, and the reason why we're getting that Fakiri ship makes a lot of sense when you play that storyline. Okay. And now here's what we have to look forward to. January, next month. Age of Discovery Part 2. This is the installment 2. This is the second part of the Age of Discovery update that we're getting. It is also the 9th anniversary on the PC the 9th year of Star Trek Online. Can you believe that? This game has lasted a long time where people thought it certainly wouldn't, and it did. It has so far. So this, we're not only getting the Age of Discovery Part 2, but I guess 9th anniversary events as well. I'm not sure if they're related or if they're kind of being packaged together. I'm not sure. We get also the Battle at the Binary Stars on the PS4 and Xbox One. So right now, Battle at the Binary Stars is only on the PC, but the PS4 and Xbox One get that on in January. Now, I hope there is more to that on the PC. It doesn't say specifically what we're going to get on the PC with this Part 2 update. Obviously, we're going to get the 9th anniversary events, but I don't know what Discovery era content we're going to get. One of the things that has been lacking in the Age of Discovery update and the playthrough of that is that there's not enough Discovery era missions. You know, it ends very abruptly. You just got a couple. I mean, it's just very short. Really, the majority is just a tutorial. And then, you know, Starbase 1, and then you're in the future. So the content in terms of missions has been lacking. So I don't know if we're going to get any new missions in January or not. I don't know. But it definitely says here in February, we're going to get a new epic event. I don't know what that means. It's called the Pavho Dissension. That is from an episode of Star Trek Discovery. I need to rewatch that episode because it was kind of weird. It was a weird episode. I wasn't really sure what was going on in that episode. I need to rewatch it, but apparently this thrilling new epic event is based on that episode, so I'm going to have to go rewatch it. But Pavho Dissension, I don't know what that means by epic event. Maybe it's just a featured TFO like Battle at Binary Stars was, a featured thing, or maybe it's a featured episode that you play. I'm guessing maybe it's the latter. Sounds like maybe it's an actual mission you play, and that would make sense because we got Defend Starbase 1 TFO, and then we got Battle at the Binary Stars TFO. We need now a new mission, not a new TFO. It's time for more missions. So it looks like we may be getting that in February. So that's kind of a little bit of a wait there. It's mid-December now, so, you know, a month and a half away at least. Kind of a long wait, but we really do need that mission content for Age of Discovery. And then in March, we've got Personal Endeavors System, New Ways to Advance. So this is interesting. I don't know a lot about this, but right now we have the character endeavor system where you do what the featured endeavor is and you get some rewards. This looks like it's something different, whereas that is a system endeavor thing where like everybody does the same thing. This looks like some kind of way to advance that's only personal to you and not other players. Like this is something separate you do versus something that you would do with all the other players at the same time. I don't know anything about it, like I said, but I look forward to hearing about it. It's a new way to advance. Yeah, you can probably say it's a new way to grind. You could probably change advance with grind there. We know that. We get it. That's the nature of an MMO. I know it. Grinding is part of it. STO is one of the biggest grinders. But if it provides sufficient reward, if it, provides something useful to the character, then I like that. I like those personal kind of advancement things where you can like beef your character up, on a personal level. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm anxious to see what that's all about. But that's coming in March. And then Age of Discovery Part 2 it comes to Xbox One and PS4 in March. So where we get Part 2 in January on the PC, PS4 and Xbox don't get it till March. And this is looking way forward into April and May even. In April, we have the Limited Engagement TFO event, a new featured task force operations on all platforms. So another new TFO. So we've got Starbase 1, we've got Battle at Binary Stars, and now we're going to have a new one, Limited Engagement. TFO event, and it looks like it's going to be on all platforms at the same time, at least for that one. But another new TFO. I mean, I appreciate having the new TFOs. They're fun, you know, good way to get your marks and all that. But I still feel we need more mission content for Age of Discovery. For leveling up an Age of Discovery DSC Starfleet faction character, there needs to be more more Discovery era missions. So it seems like they're putting a heavy focus on TFOs, where if I were prioritizing things, I might put more priority on some actual mission content for the DSC Starfleet faction. That's just me personally. Okay, and in May, we're getting Age of Discovery Part 3. The Age of Discovery saga continues. It doesn't say anything on what we're going to expect, but Part 3 is coming in May. So you can see this staggered approach. We had Installment 1 this fall. In January, we're going to get Part 2, or Installment 2. And then January, February, March, April, May. 4 months later in May, we get Part 3. And that'll take us into the summertime. So it looks like we have a pretty packed winter in terms of Star Trek Online content, which is good. I like to see that there's more content coming, because that keeps the game fresh, keeps it new, keeps us playing it. You know, it doesn't stagnate. That's the last thing we want. So I do appreciate the new content. I just wonder if they're maybe getting a little heavy-handed on the TFO stuff, and maybe if, you know, we need some more actual missions for the DSC Starfleet. That's kind of my beef there. But otherwise, this looks good, and I like seeing their roadmap. I like seeing what they have planned ahead, because that's important. I think it's good for us to know what's coming, you know, and they, you know, being open about what's coming so we can look forward to it is a good thing. And I wish they would do more of these kinds of things. I hope they release another one in January that gives more details about other things. So that's what we can look forward to. I guess the next biggest update, really, other than Q's Winter Wonderland right now, the next biggest update is in January to look forward to. Part 2 in January. What are we going to get with that? I don't know. So looking forward to it. And, of course, the 9th anniversary. There's always a new anniversary ship. So I don't know what the ship will be. So there'll be some interesting things at the beginning of this next year. Well, that seems to be all there is on the roadmap. I think pretty self-explanatory there. You can go to StarTrekOnline.com and check out that news for yourself. But I think that's pretty cool. A good look ahead. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and then I'm going to create the next one is going to be on Q's Winter Wonderland. Let's get all the news on that and see what's new. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Check out my new updated Patreon page. You can subscribe to Patreon to support this channel. I now have Patreon-only Discord access. It's a way to chat with others and myself about any topic.